If you look at one of the unique things about Esri is being privately owned, the investment into R&D is huge. Jack invests $300 to $400 million a year into the technology. It's an unbelievable amount of money because it's privately owned, because he and Laura, the shareholders, they can decide what they want to do.
And that's a percentage of turnover?
That's probably circa 35%. The company grossed up is a couple of billion a year. So
yeah,
20, 30 billion. And it will vary, but it's probably more than our biggest competitor turns over, frankly.
Yeah.
So it's a huge amount of money. But the other thing that's happened with the technology, it's democratized. If you go back 12 years, I'd love to say that the tripling of the revenue is all about how brilliant we are. It's not just about that. It's also obviously about the technology and the advancement of the technology. When I joined, the online SaaS product came out. It took a few years to get it right, but that took the gate price, the entry price into geospatial down from being a workstation, thousands of pounds type offering into a hundreds of pounds SaaS offering with a cloud-based. So that business has been growing ever since at 40, 50%. So that's going to be further enhanced, I think, into the future as we start to build in. We've always had AI in our products. You know, there's a level of feature extraction that's done, and geoprocessing has always been using machine learning and AI. But we're now starting to move into things like AI assistants, where people can go and ask a GIS a question, and rather than have to know how to build a map and build layers and build views, it will give you an answer, which is the map and layers and views. So I think those things will start to further democratize our software, and those are the opportunity for the explosion of this technology.
Or what else can you do for the customers that you do have? You know, maybe take, for example, something that's dear to our heart here at techUK. We're getting very focused on the revolution in defence and security.
Yep.
Two reasons, you know, the technology's gone that way and we have members working in that space. The other reason is just a feeling that we all need this stuff to be safe. And maybe the UK defence establishment hasn't invested in technology enough.
Okay,
you know, where would you see
there are some things that I can and can't talk about in terms of what the MOD are doing and what our defence community are doing. But typically, GIS has been a background mapping tool for these people. More and more, it's being used for predictive analytics and actually trying to gain insight and to make smarter decisions. And I think that's happening at a pace. And as the data scientists who sit in intelligence sit one side and they start to understand the power of geo, we bring those things together. I think we get force multipliers. I think we'll get more results. I expect our business with people like the MOD to grow significantly. But if I was to step back and say, why is there this huge opportunity for us to grow? It's if you look at most of our customers, we typically serve one or two applications in that business through the GIS team. If you look at where we could be, it's in all of these other departments. I'd like to think about geo as being a connective tissue between multiple different applications in customers, so that we can start to be that spinal cord or whatever that joins the business and allows them to visualize their own digital twin and make smarter decisions. There is more opportunity, much more opportunity than we have today already out there. We're doing a lot of work with schools and universities around creating new IT skills in geospatial. I think that marries with the government's desire to upskill the population. So I think that's getting us an audience with people in government, which I think is a good audience. And interesting, universities are a very good route through to that for us. So, you know, as well as providing our software free to schools, and there's some great. I mean, I was over at the Natural History Museum week before last with the Nature Park project we're doing, which is a government-sponsored project around introducing children to geospatial by getting them all to map their schools and map biodiversity and bring it together. And we're working with RHS and Natural History Museum. It's interesting how those sort of programs get you a very different audience than maybe the straight business program where you're dealing with commercial organisations.